March 8, 2014, midnight in Malaysia. A massive Boeing 777 of Malaysia Airlines prepares for takeoff. The flight is coded MH370. Destination, Beijing, China. On board, 239 people. Men, women, children. Passengers from many different countries. An ordinary international flight like thousands that happen every day. At 12:41 a.m., the aircraft takes off from Kuala Lumpur. No one could imagine that within less than an hour, this would become one of the greatest mysteries in modern aviation. The plane would vanish, and history would never be the same. The disappearance. For the first 30 minutes, everything was normal. Weather was calm. No storms reported. The Boeing 777, known for its reliability, was following its route without issues. At 1:19 a.m., the co-pilot made the last radio contact. His voice was calm. He simply said, "Good night, Malaysian 370. Those would be the last official words from the flight. 2 minutes later, the transponder was turned off. This device transmits the aircraft's position to civilian radars. With it disabled, the plane vanished from air traffic control screens. For the world, MH370 had disappeared, but not completely. Military radars still captured its presence, and what they recorded was strange. The aircraft had changed course. It turned sharply west, crossed the Malaysian Peninsula again, and headed into the vast Indian Ocean. This maneuver did not seem like an accident. It required knowledge. It seemed deliberate. But whose decision was it? Once the disappearance was confirmed, a race against time began. Neighboring countries were called. Ships, submarines, reconnaissance planes, satellites, more than 26 nations joined. It became one of the largest search operations in history. But there was one problem. Nobody knew where to look. With every new calculation, the search area expanded. Thousands of square kilometers of ocean had to be scanned, a nearly impossible task. For weeks, nothing was found. Families of the passengers gathered in hotels waiting for news. Authorities gave daily press conferences, but without concrete answers. The entire world watched in disbelief. How could a modern aircraft simply vanish in the age of technology? More than a year later, debris started to appear. A piece of wing washed ashore on Reunion Island in the Indian Ocean. Other fragments appeared in Mozambique and Tanzania, all confirmed as belonging to MH370, but the full aircraft has never been found. Theories: what could have happened. Hypothesis 1. Catastrophic mechanical failure. Some experts suggest a major electrical failure or sudden depressurization could have silenced communications and diverted the aircraft automatically. But that does not explain why the plane continued flying for several more hours. Satellite data showed it still emitted signals for nearly 7 hours after disappearing. Hypothesis 2. A deliberate act by the Captain Zahari Ahmad Shah had over 30 years of experience. A respected professional, but investigators discovered that his home flight simulator contained practice routes very similar to the one MH370 followed after vanishing. This raised suspicions. Could it have been premeditated? A form of extended suicide? Authorities never reached a final conclusion. Hypothesis 3. Hijacking. Another theory is that the plane was hijacked. Someone might have entered the cockpit and taken control. But this theory collapses under one question. Why was there never any claim of responsibility? No political statement, no ransom demand, just silence. Hypothesis 4. Military action. Some believe the aircraft may have been shot down by mistake in a restricted military zone, followed by an international cover-up, but no solid evidence has ever supported this scenario. Hypothesis 5. An eternal mystery. Perhaps the most frightening possibility is that we may never know. The Indian Ocean is vast. The wreckage could lie in depths unreachable by today's technology, and the truth may remain buried forever. The disappearance of MH370 did not just traumatize the families. It exposed critical flaws in global aviation monitoring. How could a modern jetliner equipped with advanced systems vanish without a trace? After the tragedy, new rules were introduced. Aircraft are now required to transmit their position more frequently. New satellites were launched to track flights in real time. But for many experts, this does not erase the shame of such a failure. For the families, pain remains. No bodies, no final answers, no closure. The mystery of MH370 is one of the greatest enigmas of the 21st century. A modern airplane, hundreds of passengers, and no definitive explanation. Year after year, new rumors appear, new researchers search for clues, but the truth stays out of reach. What really happened to Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370? That is the question that echoes across time and perhaps will never be answered.